Church bells strike 6 here on April the 28th, 2019. I stand here in front of St. Joseph's Catholic Church, the church where nearly 66 years ago my parents were married. This is where they grew up, in a small town called Endicott, New York, home of IBM and home of Endicott shoes. My grandfather, father's dad, worked at the tannery for Endicott shoes, and they both went to school here before Dad went off to World War II at age 16 with the Merchant Marines, and 6 of his other brothers who served at the same time. At 18, he joined the Marine Corps formally, and then he returned to Endicott and he got married here in 1953. And then the Marine Corps took us across our country a number of times, and him on a number of deployments, including Vietnam. So we're a military, Christian Catholic family, a musical family as well. Thanks to Mother. Mother was very musical, involved in church. Here goes the 6 o'clock tolling of the bells. So here I am standing in front of making an announcement to introduce myself. Michael Francis Hranek, age 60, from a little town in northwestern Vermont, up by the Canadian border, where I'm a homeowner, small entrepreneur, organizing a non-profit organization called 2B1 Family International, and doing a little bit of consulting work as best as I'm able. And I'm just hopeful that my little selfie here can give me the volume and that's needed in order to introduce myself. An unscripted, very impromptu, well, rather I wanted to do this here at the place where my parents began their service in their life. It's mostly over now. You know, we lost Pop back in 2011. Mom's still with us. Also lost 2 brothers out of the 12 of us, from a family of 12, 10 boys, 2 girls. I was sworn as a Marine when I was in college for a program that, unfortunately, though I swore in, the program was, they were downsizing in the service at that time, and so I was not able to fulfill my ambition to follow in my father's footsteps. But I did have many other life opportunities, and now, at age 60, I like to be utilized by you, my fellow Americans, my citizens, and given the opportunity to be considered to be the next president of our country. And why not? Why not? Why cannot any desiring man, woman, or child today aspire to be president of the United States of America? And the bells are certainly tolling here at St. Joseph's here in Endicott, New York today. We're at crossroads. We are a great people. We have been disappointed and disenfranchised and disillusioned and at times disrespected and oppressed. Money and power has entered and corrupted our politics and our society. Liberty and justice for all is something we pledge to a flag that is less real and more unreal, seemingly every generation. I ask you to consider my candidacy as an honorable, honoring, desiring, small business, common sense citizen who wishes to see our people and our country and our families have opportunities to do better, to improve, to become all of their potential that they can be. We lose so much if we fail to educate, if we fail to provide opportunities for small businesses to be successful, and if the corruption within our governments and societies and institutions continue. We have seen near financial collapses. We have seen a terrific loss to families who are overburdened and stretched to the breaking point where there is very little time to care for themselves and their families after working long hours week after week at careers that are too soon over and finances that are barely enough to get by for any kind of retirement. Liberty and justice for all, that's what we need to work at. Family values, small business opportunities, education for all. And a sustainable future. Economics that are not abused, but utilized. People, the most underutilized asset of our country. Oh, pulling together a campaign, an agenda, certainly fine-tune it. This is very impromptu. Just to introduce myself, Michael Francis Hranek here in Endicott, New York, hometown of my mother and my father. Longest set of bells I've ever heard. 6 o'clock here, Endicott, New York. I'm going to introduce myself to you, my fellow Americans and the citizens of the world, as a candidate for the President of the United States in 2020. Candidate with 2020 vision, liberty and justice for all.